Professor Sue Scott, Pro Vice-Chancellor Learning Innovation, will present Azeem Ibrahim for the award of Honourary Doctor of Letters.
It gives me great pleasure to present Azeem Ibrahim to you today. Azeem's achievements are nothing short of astonishing. Azeem was born in Glasgow in 1976 and grew up in Garnet Hill and later Anderston. He has 3 sisters and 2 brothers, and he's about to be the 3rd graduate of Glasgow Caledonian University. He attended Willowbank Primary and Hillhead High School, and his family ran a grocery store on Maryhill Road for a number of years. And in the context of helping out in the shop, he developed the habit of reading all the newspapers, which gave him an excellent grounding in world affairs in general and the workings of the financial markets in particular. Azeem made his first foray as an entrepreneur at the age of 17, when the government was selling utilities shares at a discount to individuals. But there was, of course, a limit on how many any one person could purchase, so he involved his whole family and produced a £3,500 profit. This was the first money he made, and he's gone on to become a multimillionaire, achieving the Sunday Times list of the richest Scots at the age of just 31. He won the prestigious Dual Business Award in 2007, and just a few days ago won the St Andrews Society Distinguished Citizen Award. His financial rise has resulted from his ownership of ECM Bank and an e-commerce facility specialising in international transport, maritime and logistical insurance. Since then, he's established ECM Investment, a private equity hedge fund, which is highly successful and to a great extent unaffected by the current turmoil in global markets. And this latter situation is testament to Azeem's business acumen and his ethical principles. Azeem has an MSc and an MBA and has just completed a PhD at Cambridge University. He is currently a research scholar at the Kennedy School of Government at Harvard and part of an elite group undertaking the World Fellows Program at Yale University in the USA. While Azeem's financial abilities and educational attainments are impressive, they are probably not enough in and of themselves for Glasgow Caledonian University to wish to honour him today. What makes Azeem really special is his personal social mission, which chimes so closely with this university's commitment to the common weal. His maxim, "What do we live for if not to make the world a less difficult place for each other?" There are 2 main strands to Azeem's social commitments: social mobility and climate change, and he is currently working on a proposal to be presented to the Scottish Government, which will suggest ways in which the country can innovate its way out of the environmental crisis. He has met and advised a number of world leaders and governments on issues ranging from international commerce, geopolitics, religious extremism, and social mobility. He's a member of the Social Mobility Task Force and sees this as his priority. He's committed in particular to raising the value of education across more disadvantaged socioeconomic groups. Azeem has established a number of charitable and private grant-making organisations and is actively involved in their day-to-day workings. These include the Mohammed Ibrahim Foundation, which he endowed with his own money and named in memory of his late father, and which provides grants to help the quality of life of communities across the UK. His philanthropic endeavours have supported projects as important and diverse as mitigating the results of family breakdown in Scotland and access to higher education for Bosnian students. I could go on speaking of Azeem's achievements for much longer if time permitted. But I'm sure that I've said enough for you all to appreciate what a special person he is and what an incredible role model he provides, both for our students and graduates and for our university as a whole. Azeem has not yet been examined for his PhD at Cambridge, so it's a particular pleasure for Glasgow Caledonian University to be the first university to confer a doctorate upon him. With the authority of the University Senate, I now have pleasure of inviting you, Chancellor, to confer upon Azeem Ibrahim the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters.
With the power vested in me by the Senate of Glasgow Caledonian University, I now have the pleasure of creating you Azeem Ibrahim, an Honorary Doctor of Letters of the University. Honoris causa. Congratulations.
Chancellor, Principal and Vice-Chancellor, Chairman, distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to express my heartfelt thanks for this magnificent award. As anyone who knows me will tell you, I have always been immensely proud of the fact that I was born and brought up in Glasgow. So today is truly a great honour for me to stand in front of you, literally a stone's throw away from where I grew up, to get this wonderful award. For many of you, today is a watershed moment. Most of you have spent the majority of your lives in formal education, but from now on, that will no longer be the case. And that means different challenges that require a different set of skills. For one thing, when you are in formal education, everybody agrees in what constitutes success. It is a combination of doing well in tests, doing well in exams, getting prizes, getting your degrees, but all of that ends today. From now on, nobody will be able to define success for you except yourself. Only you can decide what constitutes success and what goals you have to set for yourselves. And this is one of the most important lessons that I learned in my life, was the incredible power of setting yourself goals. Not only career goals, but also goals, personal goals, physical goals, spiritual goals, educational goals, and relationship goals. I wrote my first set of goals when I was still a teenager, and it is one of the most important exercises I ever undertook in my life. Writing them down makes them real, makes them concrete, and it suddenly gives them a greater importance. But how do you decide what goals to set yourself? And the answer is actually quite simple. The answer is passion. You should try to set your goals and make a career out of something that you are passionate about. When I was a teenager, I had a passion on trying to understand the financial world and how it operates. I used to read every single financial newspaper in my father's store. I enjoyed it, I was very good at it, and it started me off. Of course, not everybody is able to do what they're passionate about, but all of us can certainly try. There's a growing body of research that demonstrates that the single biggest detriment to success is not talent, but it's concentrated practice. And in fact, one of the most read articles in Fortune magazine in the United States was written by two Harvard professors who explain with ample evidence that there is no such thing as natural talent. There is nobody that is born with a natural set of skills. And they give us case studies, some of the greatest luminaries in our history, from sportsmen like Tiger Woods and Muhammad Ali, to musicians such as Beethoven and Mozart. There's no such thing as natural talent. There's only spending hours and hours on practice, hours figuring out what you're doing wrong and how to get better at it. And that kind of commitment only comes from passion. Before I finish, I'd like to offer a special tribute to Professor Pamela Gillies. I know she firmly believes in improving opportunities for young people across the board. She firmly believes that university is not a cost or a loan, but is actually an investment in oneself over the long term. And I think she is the perfect example of somebody who excels at what they do because they have a passion for what they do. We have all benefited immensely from Glasgow Caledonian University, and I want to thank Pamela and her staff for this great honour. I wish you all the best for whatever you do in your life and whatever goals that you set for yourselves. Thanks for listening.